time to replace the V-belt on a 2012 Toyota Sequoia. This has 125,000 miles on it. They recommend maybe 100K to replace the belt. So we're going to get in there, and right there you got the belt. We're going to replace that with a brand new one. This is your 5.7 liter V8, same as in the Tundras. Again, this is 2012. What will you need today? Here is my part number. Take a picture of that, 9916-82033. This is your V-ribbed belt. Ribbed for her pleasure. Okay, let's go over here. I have the service manual, PDF version, and I just went, you can print out the actual diagram of the layout of how the belt goes on. And what you will also need is a little 5mm Allen wrench. And what is that for? On the other page, you basically put that Allen wrench into the holder. Once you crank it back counterclockwise on the wrench on the adjustment pulley, the belt tensioner pulley right here, you counterclockwise that, boom, that hole opens up, and then you put in the 5mm Allen to hold it and keep the belt slack, making it easy to remove and install the new belt. Okay, so like I said, what will you need? You got the belt, you got the 5mm wrench, and a 14mm. And I'm just using a little breaker bar here to give me enough length to get up to the adjustment pulley. And I got some lights as well. Okay, worst part of this job, I think, is going to be removing the horrible skid plate. All right, on the skid plate, it is a 12mm. You get up here and get those puppies off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so. I have 1 or 2 broken off by one of the shops, and I have not drilled it out yet. So there's a notorious skid plate. I hate this thing. It's a pain to put back on. So let's get this off. All right, skid plate is pro tip on the bolts holding the skid plate. I do put anti-seize on the threads. Why? Because the previous shop broke off 2 of the bolts, and like I said, I have not drilled them out. All right, right there is your adjusted pulley. I'm going to get the 14mm on that. Turn it counterclockwise a little bit to release the tension, and then lock it in place with the 5mm Allen. So stand by on that one. All right, right there you can see I've got the 14mm on the adjustment pulley, and I had to switch it up. My extension was sticking too far out. It was hitting the fan, so I just went with a long torque wrench, and then all you do is just kind of get that on there. You can see that takes the tension off just by going counterclockwise, and you stick the pin in that hole right there. All right, right there. See that pin right there? There you go. That's where the Allen wrench will go. Okay, there you can see I've got the 5mm Allen wrench in that hole, holding the adjuster pulley a bit open and keeping the slack off the belt. I'll remove the wrench, and then I can slip the belt off. First, notice how it goes. Even though you got the diagram, just notice, rib side goes in the grooves. See the grooves on that one? So the ribs go in the grooves. Smooth side, smooth pulleys, get the flat sides. So I'm removing from the bottom first, releasing the belt, removing the belt from the lower pulleys on the passenger side, and I'm getting that off, and we're going to reinstall it backwards. So take it off from the bottom this way. There's your fan right there, and then I'm going to get up in the top of the thing and pull it out from the driver's side. So there, just start at the bottom, passenger side, get it off all the pulleys. There you go. All right, you can see right here, there's the belt. And I'm just gonna pull it out this way. Let's see if I can get some light. And gravity takes my, there, the belt comes right out. Now what you want to do is compare your old belt with your new belt to make sure it's the same size. Looks good, belts are the same, of course, double check the part number and everything. And now let's reverse the process. But first, what I'll do is get my flashlight And what I'm going to do here is check each pulley and spin each one to make sure they spin. Spinny spin, spinny spin spin. If it ever focuses, focus. I'm going to just spin each one of those by hand. One, that's the AC clutch right there. And just go through and check each one for any noises or grinding. All right, let's look at this old belt. Not too bad. Glazing on it, it's 125K on the belt. No cracks, nothing, no chirping. Actually in good shape. I just replaced it because of the age of the belt. So anyway, great reminder, always go with Toyota OEM, brakes, belts, everything. All right, what I'm gonna do first is make a loop, and I'm gonna put that loop over the compressor part, the AC compressor, and then start there and go for there again. Rib sides go into the groove, flat side go on the smooth pulley. So that way I'm going to work it around that, lasso it, and then go under the hose here, the radiator hose, and just work my way around. And basically reversing the job I did to remove it, and then get underneath and finish it off and make sure it's all on the pulleys. Make sense? So again, I'm going to loop it around this one first and then start feeding it. Again, for reference, this is the part number for the belt. All right, you can see I got it around the AC compressor. Now I'm going to feed it under this hose and then start installing it. It's all right. All right, make your life easier. Remove this cover. Just pop it off and get it out of the way. All right, there it is. The belt is on. What I did the last piece was the adjuster pulley for me, if I can focus, and just had to keep squeezing the belt a little bit to give it a little slack, even with the tension released. And concern was in case that little Allen wrench popped out, don't put your fingers underneath the belt if it were to let go. And then once I got that on, go through and make sure every rib is in a groove and the flat stuff is on the smooth side of the pulleys. This one here, the adjuster right there, I need to push that in a little bit, but again, triple check your work and that should be it. Oh, the worst part is going to be putting the skid plate back on. That's the worst part of this, I think, so far.